Hey, everybody, welcome back to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live on a Wednesday night. It's media night, as we like to say, talking about comics, movies, video games, controversies, drama. I don't know. We talk a little bit about everything, and we answer some questions from you fabulous people in the chat tuning in. You guys are already lined up with your comments and emojis. That's all cool. All fine. Like Jesse Say What? It was the first one. Thumbs up. Thank you, Jesse. But what's most important is that I'm joined by the wonderful co-host, Comics Guide. Lou, how you doing, man?
It is a beautiful Wednesday night here in Miami, Florida. I'm just kind of chilling out here. Super excited because tomorrow I get to watch the new Jordan Peele film, and I'm super excited.
I saw some people reviewing that stuff already. Interesting.
Yeah, I am a huge Jordan Peele fan, and I love Get Out. Us was great, and I can't wait to see what he does with this movie called Nope, because apparently it's the best one of the three that he's done so far.
Nice. So it's Us, Nope, and what was the other one?
Get Out. Get Out was his first one.
Get Out. Okay. What
Yeah.
the hell? Hold on. Never mind. Something weird happened, but a book fell over. I heard a really weird noise. I'm like, what's happening here? But it was a book that fell over. I'm like, it's only 8:00. Calm down, ghost. Heyo, Omnibros. So it's I'm sorry. What was the name of the movie again?
Nope is his name.
Nope.
Yeah.
And Us was the second one, and the first one was Get Out. So Get Out, Us, Nope. I'm trying to figure out a name for the trilogy. They're not related, obviously, but thematically, they might be a trilogy.
Well, he plays with a lot of similar themes and stuff like that, involving classism and racism and stuff like that.
I've only seen Get Out. I still haven't seen Us.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's not as for me. It's not as strong as Get Out, because I think Get Out is way more tighter than Us is. Because the problem with Us is once you start picking at the seams of some of the logic of it, it's like this kind of falls apart. But Us is really worth it. It's a fun movie.
Awesome. Hello to everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Here's a fun question. If Jordan Peele did a Marvel movie, what would it be? Howard the Duck?
No. It wouldn't be Howard the Duck. I don't think Jordan Peele will ever.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah. No. Jordan Peele has been very open, saying that he loves horror, so he's sticking to that. And not only that, I don't think Marvel can afford Jordan Peele right now. They tend to kind of go for the smaller guys, and Jordan Peele, he's doing his own thing right now, and he's having fun with whatever it is that he wants. That said, if he wanted to do something, I mean, Blade, kind of keep it into that horror aspect and everything like that, but they've already got a director for Blade.
Werewolf by Night.
That'd be cool. That'd be very cool.
There's a rumor that he's showing up in the Halloween special, so that's out of the bag. Whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of Marvel and superheroes, you can find a lot of cool Marvel books at our sponsor, Making It Happen tonight. That little tongue-tied. Making it happen tonight. That is, of course, In Stock Trades. Your home for all things collected editions, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, and so much more. Up to 50% off. Loyalty discount stack on an extra 2% to that if you order on a week-by-week basis. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Shout out to IST for always sponsoring your favorite Omnibros late at night on the YouTubes.
All right.
Oh man, a coup. That's a lot to unpack.
buddy.
You
Yeah.
started Neon Genesis Evangelion. If you've seen it, your thoughts. But dude, that's like a master. We could do a whole episode on Evangelion and not scratch the surface.
Yeah, and we're just talking about the main series, not the rebuild movies and all the other stuff that came out after it.
There are at least 30 different alternate universes when it comes to Evangelion. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah,
There's
it's pretty wild when you think about it.
Yep.
So, and look, my advice: finish the main series, stick with it. You're probably going to end up getting to the final episode and going, what the hell was that? And then, dive deeper into the kind of movies that came after that and some of the stuff that came after that and all that stuff. There's a whole watch guide. Tons of people have done it. And there's literally hours and hours of videos of people breaking down everything involving Evangelion and trying to make some sense out of all that stuff, man.
You will be confused and maybe slightly disappointed on your first watch through. A lot of people are, but just remember that when you finish the series, you have to watch the 2 movies, Death and Rebirth, whatever it was called, which is a compilation, and it adds a couple new things to the series. And then, I can't talk tonight. It's one of those days. End of Evangelion. And then you will be in a existential crisis after that. So just know that a couple years later, back in 2006, I think, Hideaki Anno decided to reboot the franchise and make the Rebuild series, which are 4 films. You can stream them on Prime. And they are companion pieces to the original story, but they're also entry points for new fans, but they will also confuse the hell out of you. So good luck. We'll be here when you get done with that, and we can talk more about it. But it's awesome. I love it. One of my all-time favorite animated things ever, Evangelion.
Yeah, it's the thing is with Evangelion is also you have to take into account the time that it was made. What was 2000s, right? The very first series came out 90s or 2000s?
90s, 1996 or 97, something like that.
Right. So you have to take into consideration some of that stuff. Some of the stuff looks a little bit cheap as far as you can see where they kind of cut corners in terms of the animation sometimes. But the thing is with Evangelion is that it's so fucking influential. In terms of what they do with the mecha and all that other, it's crazy. It's crazy cat stuff.
I misspoke. 1995. Sorry.
95.
Evangelion sort of deconstructed the shonen protagonist while also taking a stab at tropes with mecha anime, introducing a more psychological, almost philosophical element to genres. It's really an art piece, but it has freaking giant robots killing angels in the most beautiful, grotesque way. So I highly recommend it. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody.
And you'll probably hate Shinji, the main character, because he's kind of a little bitch at the beginning of this.
Yeah, he's not super likable, but stick with it.
Yeah, stick with it. I remember the first time I saw it, where Shinji finally arrives at the center, and then he's like, "I'm not getting in the robot." And then the dad goes, "All right, bring her out." They bring out this girl who clearly is fucked up. She's in like 3 different casts, and he goes, "All right, put her in the machine." And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck, dude?
He's not messing around. Love Neon Genesis Evangelion, but it's definitely a varsity level anime. Yes. You go in and you're like, okay. And by the end, you're like scratching your head. What just happened? It's one of those shows, but I love it.
Or you can just start at, ease your way into it. Start with, God, I'm going to say this kind of jokingly. Start with Mobile Suit Gundam Wing.
Oh my God.
I'm
not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I know Wing has its fans. I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm not gonna do that.
Everybody's Gundam is somebody's favorite. I'll just say that.
The thing is, we're diving deep into the Gundam stuff now. The thing is with Gundam Wing is that it hit at that perfect time with Toonami, and there was a generation of kids that really didn't give a fuck about story or character development or anything like that. They just wanted to see giant, cool-looking robots smash into each other,
murdering soldiers. I still love reading. I still love reading comments online. Like I saw someone the other day. I think it was either Reddit or TikTok. Two different animals. I think it was TikTok. Oh, I wish everything would be like G Gundam, and less political.
What?
And the thing is, G Gundam is still a very political show. Every Gundam, at its core, it's a political drama. It's a space opera, but it has politics in its DNA because it's about war and conflict between nations and discrimination. So I really did not understand that comment, and it's obvious that a lot of people don't really understand the purpose of Gundam, and they just see it as, ooh, giant robots shooting and murdering other robots.
Yeah. Hey, I guys in the chat, I promise I am not talking down to any of y'all. If you love Gundam Wing, I enjoyed the hell out of Gundam Wing as a kid. It still has a special place in my heart.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I have revisited the series.
It does not age well.
It does not age well at all.
No. And I love that people love that series, and I'm not bashing on it or whatever. I just don't like it. I remember it fondly, like you said, because I watched it on TV, but it has not aged well at all. It was plus the whole thing with the pilots. They were more the pretty boy aspects, like idols, instead of the war veterans and the people that stumble upon this machine, like the older classic Universal Century characters. It was more of like the boy band mentality with four hot guys piloting mobile suits. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna watch anything Gundam related, stick to oh, there we go. Thank you, Edman. Gundam Wing was okay, but once I discovered the Universal Century shows, then it didn't seem as good. Watch the Universal Century stuff. Ignore the rest. Trust me. Endless Waltz, I'll give you that. I do love that movie. I really like Endless Waltz.
And I still remember the trailer for Endless Waltz on Toonami, where I was like, "Oh my god, this is fucking awesome!" Gundam. The thing is with Gundam Wing, it also has one of my favorite anime moments of all time, where there's this like lady who works for the government. It's been a while since I've seen it. She throws him out of the plane, and the guy's clearly out of the plane. He's gonna die. She shoots him in midair. Like after she throws him out of the plane, I'm like, is there a way we can pull up that clip and show it? We don't need to show the audio. Can we even pull up that clip, or will we get struck?
I need to look. Give me a second. I'll look it up.
Okay, it's one of my favorite moments. Because it makes no fucking sense. Like she's just flexing. At this point, she's just like, yeah, I'm just flexing for the sake of it, because she already killed the guy by throwing him out of the plane.
Exactly. Jiyeon Liu, favorite Gundam series. What's your favorite Gundam series?
You know, there's a soft spot. There's a soft spot in my heart for the original stuff with Char and all, just because it's so fucking good, and the political message is there, and it has one of my. It also, funny enough, that actually has one of my favorite moments in anime as well. Where, God, it's been a while since I've seen this, but Char gets the one up on one of the on a guy that he's working with, and he betrays him, and the guy doesn't even realize it. And that was such a big what the fuck moment. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I think so. It's been a while, but yeah.
Where he's working with a high-ranking government official, and I forgot what they're doing. They're clearing out like an area or something like that, and then all of a sudden, just unleashes on the guy and betrays him and backs up and blows him away. It just caught me off guard completely. It was so good. My bad.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for G Gundam. I gotta admit, I love G Gundam. As corny, as cheesy, and as crazy and dumb as it is, I love wrestling, and it's just a big giant fucking wrestling match every single time.
Yeah, I like I like the Universal Century stuff. The Gundam Origin OVAs are great, and I really enjoy the movie trilogy. The first movies based on the original series. I love those 3 films. But let's see. Yeah, Zeta Gundam's good too. I just love the Universal Century as a whole. It's fantastic.
Mm.
But if I had to pick one series for nostalgia's sake, don't get mad at me. For nostalgia's sake, I have a huge love and admiration for Gundam Seed. It was what Gundam Wing was to other people. It was the series I had watched Gundam Wing, but Seed was the one where I really invested time with back in the day. I watched all of it when it streamed on they showed it on television. There were no streaming platforms back then. I love Gundam Seed, and it's not the best. I understand, and a lot of people like to hate on it. I don't care. I love it. So aside from the original movie trilogy, if I were to pick an alternate Gundam, it would be Gundam Seed. But
Okay.
End of the day, most of Gundam is good. Like 80% of Gundam is great.
You know what? Everybody tells me I should watch. It's
Iron-Blooded Orphans.
No. It's not a Gundam series. It's I have heard I need to watch Iron-Blooded Orphans. His name is Lelouch.
Code Geass.
Yes, everybody tells me I need to sit down and watch Code Geass.
It is wonderful. It's like taking the cat and mouse game from Death Note and applying it to military shows and stuff like Gundam with a supernatural twist. And you come out with something really weird and awesome. First season's better than the second season.
Okay.
But overall, I loved Code Geass.
How many episodes is it?
50 or 52. And then it has a spin-off series, Akito the Exiled, which takes place between the 2 seasons. Optional, you don't have to see it, but it's still cool because it really fleshes out the world. It doesn't feature the main protagonist, brand new cast. And there's a movie trilogy that is an alternate universe. You don't have to watch that at all. Just stick to the 2 seasons of the show. That's it. Anything else is optional, but don't watch it because it'll spoil the series. So I always recommend just the 2 seasons.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I saw somebody called Gundam Ball Z the other day, kind of on. I mean, that fight with the Devil Gundam at the end is pretty badass. I love that.
Man, I got a notification today because I have the Shonen Jump app. I think I might still have it on my tablet. And it was the most, like, it was involving Dragon Ball, and I was like, wow, Dragon Ball really hasn't fucking changed in the last, I think, 30 years that it's been around. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Goku's taking the beating of a lifetime. Vegeta is down. Is there any hope? I'm like...
That could literally be the description of any of the episodes for the show.
I'm like...
Post Namek saga.
God damn it. Like, can't my boy get any fucking traction at all?
Yeah. Troy, thank you for joining. I hope I said that right. Lou, did you end up watching RRR? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
I'm gonna disappoint some of you. I have not seen RRR.
Is it RRR or is it like what is it? How do we pronounce that?
I'm not exactly sure. I've been saying triple R.
Triple R.
Yeah, I'm gonna be disappointing. I have not gotten a chance to watch it. I've been writing a lot, so I've been kind of trying to work on that while I have free time, and that's kind of been taking the bulk of my free time over the last few days.
Nice. Kenny posted this a couple times. Sorry about that. I skipped it because I was focused on Evangelion. Kenny wrote he watched Superman Returns on Blu-ray. Brandon Routh is a great Superman, just stuck in a bad movie. but did get a redemption on the Crisis crossover as Kingdom Come Superman. Nice. Just watched Superman 3 on Blu-ray disc. Not a great Superman film, but Evil Superman versus Clark Kent is a highlight of that movie. Nice. Lionheart, thank you for joining. Tweeterhead is putting out a new. Don't do that to me. Aquaman Maquette statue. No picture for it yet. I'm excited. It's kind of a bummer, but I'm excited that supposedly the Darkstalkers Bishoju statues have been delayed a little bit, which is great because I don't want to take the hit right now with $100 statues. So yay! I think their sideshow was delayed until November. Anyways, I'm like, yes, go ahead. I'm okay waiting. I don't need the hit right now.
Yeah.
Because I am getting those statues. They're expensive, but I am getting them. I am committed. I had it pre-ordered on Amazon, and then I got it through AmiAmi. But then I realized AmiAmi is going to charge way too much for shipping, especially for my area. I don't want to go down that route. And it was essentially the same price if I ordered through BBTS. So I canceled everything and pre-ordered through Big Bad Toy Store, which would be around the same price as AmiAmi.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I missed anything. Black Phone is good horror.
It's great.
Cool.
Black Phone's fantastic.
Petite, good evening, everyone. You know who I haven't seen in the stream and I miss? Farhan. Do you remember Farhan?
Yeah,
he's around. He watches us. It's been a minute, but it's been a while since we've said like hello from Malaysia. I think it was. Oh my god. Farhan, if you're watching this, don't hate on me. I forgot. I have too much stuff in my head right now.
Yeah, we have the bulk of our views don't come from the live streams. They actually come from the playbacks. So a lot of people kind of tune in and watch the show after it's done. And I get it. You know, Monday,
I do the same.
Yeah, shit. I do the same for a lot of the stuff I do. You know,
yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday are tough days for people to tune in at 8 o'clock at night to watch a bunch of nerds talk about nerdy shit.
Oh yeah, I watch a lot of podcasts or live streams on YouTube. I don't watch them live on purpose, and I've messaged the content creator. I'm like, I love the show. I don't watch it live because I use the episode as my background noise while I'm working. So I watch them the next day.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people do that with our stuff.
I need background noise. I just need a constant stream of background noise. So whenever I'm working on stuff around the house, whether it's cleaning, writing, organizing stuff or whatever, I usually have a podcast on, and it helps me kind of stay focused. That's part of probably why I'm ADD.
Code Geass is highly recommended. It does a thing a lot of anime shows didn't. It ended well. Yes, it has a really solid ending. I thought it stuck the landing. Girls Last Cheer is fantastic, but really depressive. Yeah. That reminds me, there's a summer sale for Sentai. Kind of tempted before the month ends to get some crap. Pray for me, but I don't do that mistake.
Dude, I stayed up the other night, and I was about 20 minutes. I was hovering over that purchase now option on that 4K Classics Monster set that we talked about on Monday. And
yeah,
I didn't pull the trigger on it. I was like, I can't.
I found a seller on eBay offering a good price on it, but I just recently bought a lot of stuff. I'm like, I can't keep adding. Because I've way past the budget for the month. I'm like, no, maybe next time. It'll still be there.
Well, shit.
It's not a priority.
Man, I spent $170 today on groceries. Like, everything's getting so fucking expensive now. It's absolutely ridiculous. $6 for... Because my wife's lactose intolerant, so we get lactate for milk in the house. Okay. And it's usually a bit more expensive. But fuck me, almost $7 for a gallon of lactate. The hell? That's wild.
Damn. This movie is the best movie in the history of cinema, but then here's Next Imaginaut. Coming in clutch. It is pronounced, I assume, Are, an acronym for that. I don't know, dude. Haven't caught it yet either, and I'm holding out for another theatrical release to see it, I believe you. I probably butchered the Ada again, so whatever. I don't know. I don't like how Ami do their shipping. What can't show give you at shipping cost at checkout? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks because if you guys don't know, Ami is a very popular store in Japan. They sell worldwide or they ship worldwide, whatever. And when you can pre-order stuff and they charge you when the item arrives at their store, and they give you like a week or two to confirm the order and pay. So you'll have the pricing, which is really cheap because it's coming straight from them. Stores over here would get them, and they would add more to the retail price, obviously, so they can make a profit. But they have different shipping options, and one of them is EMS, I think it's called. It's like priority, but like worldwide, and it can be expensive. We're talking like $20, $30, $50. Sometimes I've done like the cheapest one with there's a cheap option that doesn't have tracking and another one that does have tracking, and that's usually around like the $10 or something like that. But with the statue, I know they're going to charge a lot because it's even though the statue's small, like this big, the box is pretty big, so I know they're going to charge me a lot because I bought a figure. I can't remember the brand. It was one of the Naruto statues a couple years back, and the shipping was a lot. But the statue's super tiny, so I know it's going to be a repeat of that. Like, nah, I'm good. I'll go with BBTS.
Yeah. That's how I get you, man. That's how they get you with that shipping.
You are my fellow Donatello guy. Yeah, I would not mess with you when it comes to Aquaman. I pre-ordered the Morrigan statue from Sideshow. I also pre-ordered another Morrigan statue from Spec Fiction. I have not seen that Spec Fiction. I need to look at that. I need to look at that. But Aquaman, I'm good because I have the Sideshow statue, and that's one of my Grail pieces. So I'm really happy about that. The other Grail piece I need, and I know we're off on wild tangents, but I don't care, is the first four figures Samus statue. That is my holy grail of figure collecting. I need that in my life, but it's expensive and it's sold out. Well, it's not expensive, but it still is because you're wasting so much money on plastic, whatever, or resin. I think it was $350, $325. It's not bad, but if you think about it, you're wasting a lot of money on a thing that you're just gonna leave on the shelf and just casually stare at it. There's no like you're not gonna get any more usage out of it. But Samus, she my girl when it comes to video games as a whole. So the same way I love Aquaman for comics, that's my love for Samus in video games.
God, I was so happy with that last Metroid game that we ended up getting that traditional fucking Metroid game. I was like, Jesus Christ, and it was great. It was
amazing.
Great.
Yep. I still don't have. I've played them all, but I still don't have physically. I need Metroid 1, 2 for the Game Boy, and Super Metroid for SNES. I'm missing those 3 cartridges to have the full game library.
Yeah,
NES is inexpensive. Game Boy, it's a little bit pricey considering it's a freaking Game Boy game. And Super Metroid is the most expensive out of the bunch.
So you have Fusion? Fusion was one of my favorites up until this last.
I have everything else. I have Zero Mission, I have Fusion, I have the Metroid Prime trilogy, I have Other M, Federation Force, the pinball game, Metroid Prime Hunters, I think it was called. I have Dread. I have something else. So yeah, Metroid for the NES. I think it's like $20 or $30 for the cartridge, which is not bad. But I'm essentially wasting $30 on a piece of plastic just so that I can say, "Oh, I have the full Metroid set." I'm never gonna put that on the thing. You know, I'm not gonna connect an old NES to play that game when I can play it on the Switch Online thing. So
It would make good content though for the YouTube stuff.
I know, but the practical Geo in me is like, you don't need to waste
Yeah.
20-30 bucks on a cartridge that you're never going to use. I'm essentially buying like an art piece. I have to think like I'm buying a poster or an art, like a painting or something like that. And what's worse, the Game Boy game is reaching like the $40 to $50 level, which is insane for a cartridge this big. And then Super Metroid, and we're talking loose prices, because if it's complete, it's past 100. Super Metroid loose, you're looking at minimum $60 to $70 for
Oh my God.
the cartridge, but they typically go for $80. And the complete inbox, 100 to maybe $300 if you have the box with the manual and the tray thing. Retro gaming is a hassle. Collecting that stuff, it's fun, but like, I wish the prices would come down.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast, Pat the NES Punk. He's got a YouTube. I listen. I don't know. You've probably seen some of his stuff. He's pretty popular in the retro gaming community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really fascinating to see kind of the rise and the fall a little bit of the retro gaming community and how prices just a few years ago were insane, and we've started to kind of see them now dip down a little bit. And I think that's honestly just everything in general right now, where everything, because of, look, we're headed towards another fucking recession is basically what we're headed towards. We're fucking rocketing right towards another one with prices and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that everything is going down in value. I mean, sneakers are going down in value, comics are going down. Anything you can collect has dropped in value. So, and that's going to just continue for at least the foreseeable future with how everything's going down in the world.
Yep.
It's just the reality of things. You know, I'm not a retro gaming collector because I just have enough bad habits as it is, and I don't need another one. But I still want a complete in-box Earthbound set.
Dude.
I know.
Complete.
I know.
Let me check. This is
I know.
Fun. Price charting, Earthbound. Right now, a complete Earthbound loose. Price charting has it at $355 loose. Complete inbox price, $2,230.
That hurts.
It's one of the most expensive SNES games at the moment.
I know. And even though admittingly I have not played Chrono Trigger, that's another one on my list that I would like a complete inbox Chrono.
I'm still hunting for that damn thing. You remember I talked about it here that I'm looking for the DS version. Last night I stumbled on a eBay bid, and the cartridge was horrific. It looked like it came out of a sewer, but it was going for like $40. And I really thought about it until like 5 seconds remaining on the damn bid. I'm like, do I bid? I don't want this ugly cartridge in my life. So I skipped on it. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm looking for a affordable price for a loose cartridge, and then at some point I'll buy the case by itself, because together the whole bundle is like $100 and past $100, and I don't feel comfortable spending that much on a retro game. I don't know. Bane of my existence. But Earthbound, not to mention the box is freaking huge, and it has the strategy guide inside with the smelly stickers and the game, all that. Metroid Other M, misunderstood classic. It is misunderstood. I don't know about classic, but I do like it. I like it all. Aquaman is a badass, amazing character. You're damn right. I'm gonna quote you on that, Kenny.
Yeah, you're an extremely huge Metroid fan. I knew you would geek out once you got through Metroid Dread and you got to the ending and how that played out and everything. I was like, oh, Gio's gonna love this.
Yeah, and I was looking at the manga today illegally, You didn't hear that from me, because it's never been available stateside. So don't worry. I looked at some images online. I really want the manga translated because we have the Kirby one and Mario, but no Metroid.
Is it that stuff is canon, right? No, is it not? Because some wild shit in some of that stuff.
Somewhat. It like retells her origin and adds a few things, but it's not technically considered canon, but it kind of is. It doesn't affect the game plots, the different plots of the game. Sorry, but it's all right. More of a novelty. Plus, wonderful art, especially the Super Metroid era for the manga and the Nintendo Power magazines. Love that stuff. Hayden, allegedly, Universal has 3 out of 4 of the classic movies HDR graded for Volume 2 of that 4K monster set, Bride, Creature, and the Mummy. So they are working on it.
Yeah.
That's great.
What would be the Wolfman? Will probably be the next one, right? That would go into that set.
Wasn't Wolfman on the first one?
Let me take a look real quick.
Going down, Universal Classic Monsters has Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, and the Wolfman.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's
I'm looking
at Mummy.
Yeah. Wolfman is on Volume 1. Got it. Yeah. I'll pick it up eventually. Don't worry. Like 2 years from now. Did you hear that Tropic Thunder is getting a 4K release?
Which one?
Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love Tropic Thunder.
From Kino Lover.
Yeah, no, Tropic Thunder is hilarious, and you couldn't do Tropic Thunder today though, because the minute somebody would, even with Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey has said you could do it. Today I disagree because the minute
I disagree. Yeah.
Even anybody that would be in on the joke, which is that it's literally a white guy playing a black guy for a role, and how messed up it is. That's literally the joke of it. People would still be pissed off about it, and it would never see the light of day. Especially not today. I fucking love Thunder. I think it's brilliant. It's fucking hilarious.
Triangle? Okay. I'll look it up. So, 30 minutes into the show, let's go back to the main topic at hand. I titled this like Pre-SDCC Madness because the weekend is going to be insane because there's going to be announcement for movies, video games, comic books, TV shows, whatever. Surprises galore, toys. I'm thinking Friday. Don't quote me on this. Friday night, I'm going to do a stream covering the stuff from SDCC, and then next week we can do the wrap up on everything that was announced because I ain't doing shows on the weekend, and I know everybody's excited for the Marvel thing. But people are already lining up for that thing. It's insane. I don't get it. I don't understand why the hype.
Look, hey, you know what? More power to you. Do what you love, but I fuck no. It's not for me, that stuff where you wait in line to see an hour-long panel.
And they're far away, so you're like this.
Yeah.
Hey, Marvel, hey.
I don't get it. I will never understand that stuff to me personally, but hey, whatever.
I was offended by Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. His Aussie accent was terrible. I need to watch that movie. It's been a minute. I haven't seen it in a couple of years.
What's the most you will wait for a signing or a celebrity? Because I've waited an hour, I think once, to meet Greg Capullo, and that was pretty much it. They're like, man, I really want to meet Greg Capullo. Seems like a real cool dude. I'll wait an hour.
I think an hour is fine. Because at the end of the day, they're people. And I don't feel like I need to waste hours and hours to meet a person just because they're famous. I'll admire your work, and I think it'd be cooler if I met that person outside of a convention. I think that'd be more cooler and get possibly a selfie if they're up for it. than to. I don't know. I'm just very. I don't like long lines and standing around with a lot of people. That's just me. I would never. I don't think I could ever go to SDCC just on an like anxiety level thing with crowds of people. I don't think it's for me. That's not my crowd.
Yeah, I don't like people. So for me, I'll be flat out honest with you. I don't like most people. So for me, I'm like Jess with that. For me, standing in line with thousands of like when I was younger, my dream was like, oh, man, I would really love to fucking go to San Diego Comic Con. Now that I'm older, I look at all that stuff and go, I don't know if I want to go to San Diego Comic Con. There's a lot of fucking people over there. Like Riley, I don't know if he's put this out there, but he's going to be at San Diego this year.
Yeah, he tweeted about, or he talked about it on our show last week.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to San Diego Comic Con. He's got a panel lined up for him. Good for him. Yeah. And he put it out in the chat. He's like, hey, I might have an extra space. You know, if anybody wants to go. I was like, dude, yeah, I'll go. Whatever. If it's open. Didn't end up happening. But I don't know, man.
I don't know. That's true.
This is a big year, though. I think mostly because Marvel is finally coming back. So the fact that Marvel is coming back is going to draw some people in. But I think gone are the days of the early 2010s, 2012s. I think gone are those days. For me, at least I believe, gone are those days where it's like everybody fucking flocks to San Diego Comic Con. It's going to be slammed.
Yeah. All that stuff is going to be online.
Yeah.
So there's no excitement like back in the day.
Yeah. Most of the thing is with San Diego Comic Con is most of the panels, somebody's going to be recording it and they'll post it online either the next day or within a few hours. The Marvel event, I'm not going to stand 13 hours in line, 15, 24, whatever hours in line to see Chadwick. I was going to say Chadwick, but rest his soul. To see Paul Rudd, who looked like the size of actually Ant-Man from where I will be sitting, to stand in the audience and goes, here's a teaser trailer for Quantumania. I love you guys.
Hey, everybody.
You know? Yeah. I'm a huge fan of comics. I've been reading comics. Come on, guys.
I think really... I'm going to sound like a hater, and I know some people are going to get upset. I don't care. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's people getting hyped. I get it. You want to see the celebrities, whatever. But I'm not talking about the celebrities. Getting hyped to see something that eventually you're going to watch later at a movie theater and spend money on. They're not paying your bills. They're not helping you out on a financial scale. They're not doing humanitarian work. You're just going in to see trailers of stuff that eventually you're going to consume. So you're spending money for a teaser to spend more money at a later time. Does that make sense? I don't know. I just find it kind of funny, the whole culture behind getting hyped up for the trailer. I'm like, you're still going to watch the movies anyways. I don't need the trailers. We're all going to see the Marvel movies. So what's the point?
Yeah.
If just release it online, I don't care. And what's insane is that you can't, if I'm right on this, you can't really go to that panel. You need to sign up or like a lottery thing. Am I right?
No. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
Sorry.
No, you're
spending
fine.
money for a trailer that'll drop on YouTube for free right after. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think gone are the days. For me, I think gone are the days of where, man, I really wish I was there so I could see the new trailer and searching online hours afterwards so I could see it because somebody recorded it on their cell phone that's like the quality of a potato camera and watching a really blurry. Those days are done for me, to be honest with you. Yeah. That was me. That was me when the first Guardians movie came out. I was really hyped about it. So, but I think those days are kind of in the rearview mirror for me. Hey, look, do you whatever makes you happy, and you spend your 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is, at San Diego Comic-Con. Have fun, have a blast. But you're at San Diego Comic-Con. There's literally probably thousands of other things you could be doing than waiting in a line. There's probably a whole bunch of other cool shit.
I'd be eating good food, good drinks, buying a lot of random crap, and looking for like vintage comics and vintage video games or retro games and like figures and hanging out with people. I don't want to spend 13 hours just standing in line. Come on now.
Can I be honest with you? As far as Marvel goes, look, we're all family here. You, me, the chat, we're all pretty close here. Yeah. I've only seen 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, and I mentioned this before because it's happened to me before. I'm really starting to feel that burnout, like more so than ever before for the MCU stuff, to the point where I want to see what's coming out next, but God fucking damn it, I cannot wait for that Black Adam movie because it looks so good and it looks so much better than some of the stuff that's come out this year.
I agree, and I think at the panel they're gonna talk about X-Men, and that's going to be the show stealer, I guess, for the panel, and I think that will clean off a little bit of the burn of the how do I say this? The X-Men stuff will reinvigorate the Marvel viewing experience because a lot of people are burnt out on especially Phase 4. So I get you. I understand it.
Yeah, this phase is starting to feel a lot like homework. A lot like homework.
The Miss Marvel show, from what I've seen, I've only seen 2 episodes and a half. It's fine. Everybody acts great. They're all fantastic. I'm over the Inhuman stuff. Whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm still rooting for the Inhumans, but I don't care about Miss Marvel not being Inhuman. Whatever. I don't care about that. But I think the show's not for me because a lot of the teen drama and angst, I'm like, cool. Okay. And I just move and I just click on the next episode. I'm not emotionally invested in it, but more power to the people that do love it because I know it has a lot of fans, and that's wonderful to see.
Yeah, I think that they've said that this phase has more content per hour than I think any other phase before it put together. Something crazy like that, because there's over 100 hours of content for this phase alone. They, I think, need to pump their brakes a little bit because I have found myself going, oh shit, that's right, She-Hulk comes out in 2 weeks. And my excitement, which should be really high for She-Hulk because it looks really fun, I'm just like, what's another Marvel show? I'm going to have to watch it to stay up to date with everything.
I will say, She-Hulk is one of my favorite ladies in comics, so I am excited for that. For the stuff that came out this year, Disney Plus, Moon Knight and She-Hulk are the ones I am most eager for, and I really enjoyed Moon Knight. I know the chat hated it the other night when we were talking about it, and I felt I was a little bit annoyed because I'm like, damn it, I really liked it, and you guys are trashing on it. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But with She-Hulk, I'm excited. Hopefully it does break the mold, and it's fun. Good. Rose Gray, at a certain point, you get burnt out on all the endless crap and trailers that are spoilers loaded. Take a look at this article here from Deadline. Made the rounds today. Comic-Con 2022 schedule, what to expect. This is Thursday. You got ABC shows. You got Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Amongst Thieves, Ghost, Rugrats, more TV shows, Teen Wolf, National Treasure, Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, the animated show, Motherland, Severance, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Wheel of Time, Shatner on Shatner, Beavis and Butthead, Koala Man, Solar Opposites, Harley Quinn Advanced Screening, Looney Tunes, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Gremlins, Spotlight on Frank Miller, Marvel
Oh,
Studios, and this should be fun. Marvel Studios Animation. They're gonna look at X-Men '97 and Marvel Zombies.
cool.
I'm not gonna talk about the other thing here.
Mm.
Smiling Friends, Tales of the Walking Dead, Primal Season 2, The Proud Family, The Paper Girl Show, which starts soon on Amazon,
That looks cool.
Walking Dead, Rick and Morty, Transformers, For All Mankind, Bob's Burgers, Keanu Reeves, Berserker, Little Demon, Dragon Ball Super, a superhero, rebooting Lost in Space, Archer, Collider, world premiere of Green Lantern, Beware My Power. This is the animated movie. The Great North, whatever. And then Saturday, Evil exclusive screening. I don't know what that is.
Dude,
Cartoon
Evil's
Network. Is this a show or a movie?
Oh, dude, you okay? So we have Paramount Plus just to
Yeah.
watch Evil. It's so good.
What is it?
It
It's a
stars
movie?
Luke Cage. No, it's a TV series.
Oh, okay.
It's its third season now. It stars the actor from Luke Cage, Mike Coulter, and
Oh,
he plays a priest. He teams up with a therapist and a kind of techie guy, and they solve cases involving the paranormal. But it's really good. It's super fucking fun.
interesting.
It's worth it.
Oh, look at this. Warner Brothers theatrical session with Black Adam and Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
Yeah.
Nice. There's the rumor of Man of Steel sequel thing that we're going to talk about in a bit before we wrap up. The Simpsons is going to have a panel. We're going to talk about House of the Dragon because you saw the trailer. So I wanted to let you talk about it. American Dad and Family Guy, Storytellers of Apple TV, Star Trek Universe, conversation with JMS, J. Michael Straczynski, the Sandman video presentation, whatever, Orville, Mythic Quest, Resident Alien, Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Mega Panel. They're going to announce everything. World premiere of Peacock or whatever. Kevin Smith has a panel, of course. Chucky, Hamster and Gretel.
Hell yeah, Chucky.
Netflix, What We Do in the Shadows. Sesame Street, Mecha Builders. What I'm getting at, this is a lot of shit.
There's a lot of shit to watch on TV. We are kind of in that golden age of TV and stuff. There is a fuck ton of shit to watch on TV, and the thing is, a lot of it is great. A lot of it is good stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And they're just biting to get our attention. They're fighting left and right to get our attention when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, no, a lot of it is great stuff. And I promise I'm going to tie this in. A lot of people are wondering right now, how the fuck did Top Gun Maverick make $1 billion at the box office? It's because of this. There's too much genre stuff out right now, and it's too much to watch, and people are fucking getting burned out on it because it's hard to keep up with all the shit. And then you get something like Top Gun Maverick, where yes, it's going back to an 80s property, but it's based, I guess, it's more real world stuff, and it's more of a straight story where it's a guy who he's in the military, he's dealing with some of the actions that he did in his life, and he's accepting all the stuff that he's done. And not only that, it's a fucking badass movie altogether with great practical effects. So it's a breath of fresh air. Just look at this. Look at this stuff. And that's why it's making over $1 billion at the box office, because we are so shoved down our throats with genre stuff, which I love a lot of this stuff. Then when we get something like a Top Gun Maverick, everybody's like, oh my God, finally, something else.
That's true. A couple comments here. Nowadays, if a trailer leaks, the studio panics and releases it early, like Halloween Ends. True. Black Adam had better be good, or the howls from the wolves will be deafening. It'll be good. At least I'm going to have fun with it. I don't care. There's a big rumor going around right now with Cavill for Black Adam, but if you think about DC, they have to put out some good news to cover up all the bad stuff from the Ezra Miller stuff. Yeah. Plus, the DC movie thing, universe, whatever, it needs Superman in it.
Yeah.
because he's that moral glue for the universe. So
Yeah,
it
it
does
really,
need that character back.
yeah, it really did. But plus, we're getting Doctor Fate. So even if the movie sucks, I'm still getting a badass live action Doctor Fate.
My man,
So
yeah.
I am all down for that.
I disagree. Respectfully disagree. I really enjoyed Moon Knight a lot. I know it has a lot of issues, but I really like the performances, and I like watching Moon Knight. The costume was awesome. So sue me. Um, refusing to watch the House of Dragon trailer. Rose Gray, we're gonna talk about that. Sorry, Lou. What do you think of the House of Dragon thing happening? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but you're excited for it. So let's talk about that.
Oh, dude, I am so geeked for House of Dragons.
So this is
Oh,
a prequel to the books, right?
yes, this is God. So if I make a mistake out there, please feel free to correct me because my Game of Thrones lore is, compared to a lot of other people, it's shallow at best. But
No, don't
this
worry about
follows the Targaryen family, which is the family that is linked to the Mad King and all this other stuff that basically happens with Daenerys in in the core Game of Thrones series that was out a few years ago. And the lineage of her family and how that family ends up kind of breaking off and breaking into civil war. And God damn it, man, there is nothing like a Game of Thrones show out on TV right now. Just the level of production that is involved in this, costuming, special effects, storytelling, which I've got my fingers crossed that this will be good and they don't fucking drop the ball on this. I am one of those guys that I didn't hate the last season. It's got clear, glaring problems. They could have made at least 2 more seasons out of that season. But I will say, I'm geeked for this, man. I'm super excited for this. I've been reading, like I mentioned on Monday, I've been reading Stormlight Archive Book 2, and this is gonna feed and scratch that little itch that I've got for something like this. That and the Lord of the Rings series on Amazon, which looks amazing.
Yeah, that looks really good. I'm excited for that. So I found an article here from Screen Rat. Why House of the Dragon trailer released early? Because it's scheduled to have a panel on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to speculate. I think they just wanted to hype everybody up. Because again, the disappointment over the ending of the show, they need to build that hype as soon as possible. So if the trailer was already out or already set to go, just release the damn thing and get people talking. And apparently it did because a lot of people are excited.
I will go as far as to say I think they'll show the first episode at San Diego because the show comes out, I think, at the end of August, close to the end of August. It's right around the corner. It's not far off. So I think they'll show the first trailer there.
I have no idea. Let me check. Oh, excuse me. It says here on the article, House of the Dragon is the latest installment set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones. Jesus, I did not know it was 200 years.
Mm-hmm.
HBO is looking to reinvigorate the franchise's popularity after the lackluster reception of the final season of Game of Thrones. Yeah, the ending of Game of Thrones, it's not a bad ending. It was just extremely rushed. And if you would have dedicated 2 full seasons to getting to that point, what you wanted to make, it would have been fine, in my opinion. I didn't like it, but it wasn't a bad way to end the series with what they were working with. But we all know the true... Oh.
Nope.
Wait. My bad.
You there? Okay.
Yeah. Give me a second. Give me one quick second.
Yeah. Yeah, like Gio was saying, HBO was willing to pony up for 2 more seasons of Game of Thrones. They wanted to keep the show going, but it was Benioff and Weiss, the showrunners at the time, I believe that's how you say their name, that they were the ones that were saying, yeah, we're kind of done with this series, and they wanted to go and do a Star Wars movie or a set of Star Wars movie for Disney. They didn't get that. The Star Wars stuff that they were going to do was axed. So kind of sucks. So Game of Thrones paid the price for that, unfortunately, and we got a rushed season. Uh, George R. R. Martin has now come out and said, "Hey, so just so you guys are aware, my ending to my books is going to be pretty different to the stuff on the TV show. By pretty different, he said it's a lot different. So, should those books ever come out, we don't know at this point what the status is of Winds of Winter. Then I guess we'll finally see that. So, there's that. I personally would love to see Winds of Winter sometime between now and when my unborn daughter will graduate college. But who knows? Because writing is tough. Writing takes a long time. If you get a chance, there's a great interview that George R. R. Martin did a few years ago. I believe they were talking at a college, and he's speaking with Stephen King. And he asked Stephen King, just flat out ask him, how the fuck do you write so fast? And Martin even says, there are some days where I just write a sentence and I'm like, this is terrible. I can't get through it. I'm a sham. And I think unfortunately, again, without knowing the man, that's kind of where Martin is. He might be caught up in his own head. And for a writer, for Martin especially, it must have been pretty tough seeing the backlash that he got for those Game of Thrones episodes for that final season, because that was the blueprint. That is the beats that George R. R. Martin laid out to, I believe their names are Benioff and Weiss, when the story began, when the TV show began, excuse me, are the beats that they hit for that show. Was that?
Yep. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh no, I was just talking about. I kind of feel bad for George because I was mentioning that there's a really famous interview that it's at a college, and he's talking to Stephen King. It's George R. R. Martin and Stephen King talking to each other, and George flat out asks him, "How the fuck do you finish books so fast?" Because Stephen King goes to the bathroom and he writes a book like nothing. And Stephen King breaks down his style and how he writes, and George flat out says, he's like, yeah, some days, you write a sentence and you feel like you're a sham and nobody will ever want to read your work and stuff like that. So I think that's part of the reason why we haven't gotten the new books, and I think part of it is he might not feel confident in his ending because he saw the reaction for Game of Thrones and what that ending was like, and those were kind of the beats that he was going to hit for his own story. So maybe he's like, well. But it's a great interview if you get a chance, because Stephen King breaks down his writing process. Stephen King will write 6 pages a day, and that's his goal. He sits down for about 4 hours, writes 6 pages a day, and it's pretty crazy, and that's usually his manuscript. In a few months, he's got a full book.
There you go.
That's not editing, of course, and going back and doing revisions and things like that, but it's wild.
Nice. I'm looking to see if I missed any comments here. Speaking of books and stuff, we got 2 comics that I wanted to highlight before we wrap up, because we're already at an hour.
Oh, can we talk about the Snyder stuff real quick?
Yeah. Real quick, Joe Fixit is back. Peter David returns to the Grey Hulk. So I wanted to highlight that if you guys didn't know.
Is that Raphael Albuquerque? Is that his art?
Writer Peter David's tour of his own Marvel Comics greatest hits continue, and with Joe Fixit #1, a limited series focusing naturally on the Hulk's gray-skinned Vegas tough guy incarnation. I think it's Albuquerque. Yeah. But here's the cover for that. The comic comes out next year.
Yeah, that's got to be him. That's his style.
So that's awesome.
Looks cool.
Although it says, the signature says Cully. So I don't know. Looks cool regardless. And the other thing that's coming out that I think will be worth your time is the new stuff from Boom Studios by Charlie Adlard and Simon Spurrier, the occult anti-hero At Boom Studios, damn them all. So it says here the series follows Ellie Bloody L. Hawthorne, an occultist for hire, as she mourns her late uncle, who was an occult detective himself, as well as a magician. Now the 72 devils of the Ars something have been freed from hell, and Ellie has to track them down and damn them individually. An occult anti-hero in a dark supernatural thriller. So I think that's going to be cool. Good creative team. Charlie and Simon, that's cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
And finally, before we talk about what you wanted to talk about, I put it in the thumbnail just for the hell of it because I thought it was insane. Multiversus, the new, I think it's not a battle royale. It's a fighting game with Warner Brothers properties.
Yeah.
It's coming out, I think, on the 26th, so next week. It's free to play. And here's a sample of the roster, as you can see here with the image.
This is so wild. The roster to this is all over the place.
It's so freaking wild to have in a game Iron Giant, Steven Universe, Scooby-Doo, Batman, or the DC Universe, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, Game of Thrones, what is this? Adventure World? Adventure Time. I think they're gonna pull it off, but I saw an article that to unlock everything in the game, you would spend at least $255. A large number of skins and other extras can only be bought with real money. You get Gleamium something, like their in-currency item in the game, like gems or something, and 450 of them is $5, 1,000, $10, 2,000, $20, and 6,000, $50. At first, only 4 of the game's 16 characters are playable. The rest can either be unlocked with coins or by paying 700 Gleamium, at least $10, a total of 7,700 to unlock them all. However, character skins will be 17 in total. Animations are 14 in total. Taunts, sticker, emotes, banners. It all comes to a price of close to $300 on a free-to-play video game.
Never. I would never pick that. Isn't Gus Fring in this as well?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me because they are introducing more IPs to Multiverses. But I will check it out because it is free to play. So,
I don't know why I don't know why I think I heard Gus Fring is in this game from Breaking Bad, and I'm just, what's his weapon? A box cutter? Like my mind just went there. Like his weapon's a box cutter.
Oh man, I don't know. It's just it's wild. So yeah, there's that. The fact that they made Ultra Instinct Shaggy meme a playable character in this is freaking wild. For that reason alone, I want to check it out. Plus, I kind of like the animation style for the characters.
It looks good. It genuinely looks like it's a good game. I just fucking hate that you have to pay for absolutely every little piece of it.
Yep. I would rather pay the full $60 for that game and have the stuff in it already. Or at least let me do hard challenges to unlock stuff, not just hide it behind a paywall. Gus summons Mike.
Nice.
Sounds about right. Harley Season 3 next week. Yep. Yeah, it's exciting. I want to check it out. Okay, so you wanted to talk about, what was it? The whole bot thing from the Snyderverse?
Oh man, this gets deeper than that. So this. All right, so real quick, we're gonna touch on this real quick because this has been all over the news this past week, and I thought it was interesting. We should preface this with, this person has had a history of, you looked this up and you found this out. This person has had a history of going after Zack Snyder for a number of different things, correct? the person that wrote this article.
Yes. I'm not gonna name anybody, but let me look at the evidence.
Which does not absolve Zack Snyder of any of this stuff that may or may not have happened. This is a lot of he said, she said, political stuff that happens behind the scenes. There's a lot of shady stuff that possibly could have happened, and if it's true, it's not a good look for a lot of people. So the brief part and the most boring part was the headline they led with. This was that WB conducted a research. They hired a private agency, and they found that it wasn't even a lot, that I think it was like 13% of the people that claimed that were like diehards of the Restore the Snyderverse thing were actually bots. Which, in the grand scheme of things, when you think about it, 13%, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's really not that big of a number, and it doesn't surprise me at all, to be honest with you. It's the other stuff that came after it that I was like, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. There were, they were talking about the Ray Fisher stuff, and I'm looking through my Twitter feed to find it, but I can't. Hold on.
I think it was Rolling Stone.
Yeah. I just like the fact that Rolling Stone put out that piece, and everybody's like, "See, I told you." I'm like, it's one news outlet putting out an expose, I guess, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I told you." See, Rolling Stone, they did it. Bots.
Hey, I got it if you want me to do it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, because I cannot find it. Sorry.
Okay. So this comes from Rolling Stone, just because I don't think anybody in our audience would come after this person, but I'm not going to say this person's name. So you can find the article on Rolling Stone. Zack Snyder was apparently becoming more increasingly agitated over the course of several weeks in the spring of 2020. The director repeatedly demanded that names of two producers, Jeff Johns and John Berg, be removed from his upcoming recut of Justice League, the DC superhero movie that had tanked back in 2017. His high-powered CAA agent began calling Warner Brothers daily to check on why the pair hadn't been excised from the list of credits. Simultaneously, Snyder's wife, Deborah, and other producers on the film started pressing an executive in the studio's story department with the same directive. Snyder admits the couple asked the studio to intervene after a personal plea to Johns and Berg was ignored. So this is not surprising, considering the Snyder Cut was apparently Snyder's baby. That was pretty much all him. So him wanting Jeff Johns' name not on there, not necessarily anything surprising. There's been a lot of stuff over the last few years that have come out, specifically against Jeff Johns. But again, a lot of this stuff is he said, she said. So who knows, really, at this point. Which might also explain why we haven't gotten much content from Jeff Johns in the last few years. Let's see where we're at. On June 26, 2020, Snyder had enough. According to multiple sources familiar with the matter, Snyder confronted an executive in the studio's post-production department and issued a threat. Jeff and John are dragging their feet and taking their names off my cut. Now I will destroy them on social media. This is what, allegedly, again, this is what Zack Snyder said. Jeff and John are dragging their feet and taking their names off my cut. Now I will destroy them on social media. A toxic social media. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know about that. That sounds kind of weird.
That honestly sounds very vindictive, to be honest with you. And
nothing happened. We never saw any of that play out in real life. Right.
A toxic social media movement had already been building around the director since at least 2018, spiking with online cries from Warner Brothers to release the Snyder Cut or Justice League 2 years later. As Snyder demands escalated behind the scenes, including for more money to finish his 4-hour director's cut of the film for HBO Max and access to intellectual property, so did a flood of attacks aimed at Warner Brothers, calls for boycotts, demand for some executives to be fired, even death threats against them. Fans went after anyone or anything deemed a danger to the so-called Snyderverse, including director Adam Wingard, whose Godzilla vs. Kong launched on HBO Max 13 days after the Snyder Cut and stole some of its thunder, and movies like Wonder Woman 1984. The onslaught included cyber harassment so severe Warner Brothers security division got involved. That stuff is true. That stuff is very, very true as far as the online abuse and stuff like that. And again, I don't think that's anybody in the chat right now, but guys, it should go without saying, don't be a dick to people online. Don't harass these people over fictional characters. I never got that. Sending death threats to people online that you'll never meet over fictional characters that would not even, if they were real, would think you're an asshole for doing that in the first place. Think about that.
Yeah.
I don't think Superman would be like, oh man, this kid's fucking awesome. He's sending death threats to one of the people at Warner Brothers. No, he'd think you're a fucking dick. Like most of us that are sane in the world.
I agree. I think it's silly. I mean, I'm a big fan of Snyder, and I know not everybody likes his movies and all that, but I just don't see it, And there are a lot of article or tweets against the person that wrote the article, and it's a whole mess online. So I just stay out of it, honestly. I saw that, and I'm like, man. What sucks is that people are just going to read the headline and they're just going to go that route. And that's the absolute truth because Rolling Stone put out that article. That is what bothered me the most, I guess. I don't know.
And dude, no. I'm scrolling down on this. There's so much fucking more to this that I'm not going to read the whole thing. But honestly, it's really interesting to see everything that happened involving that stuff. And the long and the short of it is that there are several accusations that Zack Snyder has threatened, for lack of a better term, other people in his social circle and the people he's worked with by saying, hey, some of my fans, they could be unruly, hint, hint, and stuff like that. So who knows what exactly that is. And the thing is, she even says in her article that, hey, we know this fan base can be super fucking toxic. And the minute she put out this article, guess what happened? She got fucking attacked by the fucking fan base. Because guess what? I'm not gonna say the majority of the Snyderverse fans are like that, but there's a small vocal minority that I will say are very much like that. That the minute you criticize anything Zack Snyder does, they're like, oh my god, how could you criticize our Lord and Savior Zack Snyder? So I implore you guys, go ahead and read it.
People need to chill out and realize that it's a movie. Calm down. I mean, I love the movie, but I'm not gonna be toxic. I just enjoy the movie and read the comics and be happy. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I know that Ray Fisher tweeted that he wanted the article to be amended. Neither myself nor anyone on the team ever declined to comment to Rolling Stone. Furthermore, this type of rumor mill reporting is offensive, dangerous, and willfully evasive of fact. So that's going to continue. And from what I've heard of everybody on social media, Snyder, he's really good with his fans and people in general. So it surprised me because I've heard nothing but good things about him. And in every interview, he seems like a pretty cool dude, regardless of his movies and what you think of his material. So it surprised me. I don't know what to think of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with you. I don't know the man personally, so if it is a thing where he keeps like, hey, I can rile up my fans real quick and starts wiping it, that's kind of a dick move on his part if that is the case. But again, it's fucking a lot of he said, she said at the end of the day, and I don't know.
There you go. But what is important is that you guys visit our sponsor's website. That is, of course, InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions. Omnis, hardcovers, trade paperbacks, box sets, manga, all that up to 50% off, even more depending on the deals of the week. You got to check it out. Go to instocktrades.com. Fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging, great deals all around. Everybody loves them. We love them. Proud sponsor of this channel here, Omnibros Live, here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. If you order $50 or more in your collected edition order, you get free shipping. Fantastic service all around. Highly recommended. We love them. You guys do as well. It's In Stock Trades, proud sponsor of this YouTube channel.
I like the Snyder Cut. I thought it was fun.
I loved it. I saw it on HBO Max. It was great, and I have the 4K of it, and I really love it.
How's
Sorry.
How's the 4K of that? I really want to get it.
I think it's great. It's better than the HBO Max stream, but that's that's the thing. The Blu-ray will always look better than the stream. I thought it was great. I don't like the aspect ratio, but I respect the decision on the filmmaker to make that thing. It was different.
Oh, right, because it's got the.
I got used to it, but the 4:3 thing, I'm like, I respect the decision. It's cool. It's an artistic choice, but I don't know. I kind of wanted the whole shebang on the TV. But speaking of shebang, we're gonna wrap up because I need to do some stuff. I apologize. Thank you to the chat. You guys are wonderful. I think we covered everything. This was a wild show with tangents, lovely tangents, with lovely people and lovely chatters. Thank you to all of you for commenting. Love every single one of you. Thank you to the people watching at home. Not at home. What am I saying? Thank you to the people watching later. Leave your comments down below on all the crazy stuff that we talked about. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow because there's no, it's just going to be myself talking about something because Riley's not going to be on. So I don't know if it's going to be manga or if it's going to be a regular Omnibros show. You're going to have to tune in to find out. And maybe you're going to get a show on Friday. If not this Friday, next Friday, we'll see what happens. Just stay tuned to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know what's up. Comics Guide, Lou, where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, man, you can find me at Comics Guide 101 on Twitter and Comics Guide 101 on YouTube, where there is a full archive of old videos and stuff like that I used to work on.
There you go. Real quick, I wanted to show this image because I thought it was hilarious. Spy Family, Breaking Bad crossover with Morbius there in the corner.
Oh my god, I didn't catch the Morbius in the background.
You found this on Twitter, and it's really fun. Anya.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you, everybody.
I just love that they place her in just the most random shit now, and that's the thing that's basically going on in the manga community. I've seen her in Berserk. I've seen her in like Hunter x Hunter. I've seen her in a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. But Anya's great. She's great. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Stay safe. Catch you guys on the next stream. On to the next one. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.
Night, everybody.